come to bring to camp. You know, they kind of do all that. I mean, listen, it's a different clientele. When I paid, you had some guys that were, you know, hey, you were helping this guy out, you were helping that guy out. Like he just kind of slid in, or he was coming from another program. I mean, that was how your team was based. Now these guys, you know, because I've been in it, and now like even the, you know, public school, private school, if they're not getting that offer, I just won't go play football.
Well, I think that's another thing, Derek.
That's a big issue.
That really, anybody who's over a certain age that is a coach, that almost physically hurts.
It does.
Yeah. See a kid that could play in college, and that's
you know, hey, I'm just going to go to Georgia and be part of the dog pound in the end zone.
But that's not the experience, and I think maybe sometimes that's the experience the parents want to have when they go and visit the kid. You know, I mean, but they really want to play football. Like, you know, one of the things we used to say, right? It was football had to be 1 or 1A, and kids, you can almost tell right away when the kid's not even in a bluff. The kid's in the know. You know, like what you'll hear from a kid is, I want to keep my options open. And I said, you're 17. You wouldn't know your options if you fell over them in the dark. All right. And, you know, I tell this, Derek, David's met my dad, and my parents have passed in the last bunch of years. You know, what a wonderful life they had, right? Other than their son. All right. But I mean, it drove them nuts, but
same boat.
My old man told me something once when I was screwing up in the 11th grade. He said, DJ, I'm going to give you 4 choices. And my mom ran the roost, man. But if Dad got involved, that was I don't know that territory, right? And you know, it's kind of, I can bring you in this, I brought you in this world, I can take you out type thing. Yeah. Right? He would never say that because he could. But
you knew it.
Yeah, he understood that's a no-go zone, right? My mother didn't get that memo, though. You know, crock pots, whatever else was thrown at me. All right, but my father said to me, "You're going to get 4 choices right now in 11th grade: Army, Navy, work, and read. 4 4-letter words. Pick one." They're all fair choices,
right?
But you know, they're not getting that talk now. And I'm not saying I'm not pulling. You know, I grew up in Stone or the Stone Age. I'm just saying I think you have to have some more serious talks with your child about the reality. And we just had one yesterday during a lunch meeting where I said to the kids, a year from now, those of you that are seniors or seniors to be, you're not going to be in this room.
Nope. So
what do you got? And if you're a junior to be, well, you just put another year on it. They're not getting that talk. And I know those talks were taking place when you were a kid.
100%.
I have those talks with my son, and Derek would attest to this. Now, even though he's 8, not about but more about like doing the right thing, handling yourself the right way,
presenting yourself the right way.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Because my son is like, DJ, you love him, but he's unbelievably smart, way smarter than me. Like
he's passionate,
and he is a crazy competitor. And I'll tell you this, like he's 8, right? So he'll struggle to get a hold of his emotions, and he'll try and just take a kid out. Like he's just like he's a competitor. So we're trying to evolve him. And so like he goes through ups and downs. And one of the great things is, and we talked about this earlier, we put him in every sport. Like he wants to play every sport. Like we put him in travel basketball for the first time this year. And we're like, does this season ever end? We're in like season 5, and now he's a great basketball player. Absolutely different athlete from me, like long and lean, and he's playing quarterback. He plays point guard. I mean, I couldn't do any of those. I couldn't do any of those things. But like he is, he's such a competitor. But the thing we talk to him about is, hey, how are you handling yourself? You always got to work on how you handle yourself. How do you carry yourself, right? Like, how do you carry yourself as a person? Okay, because not that I don't care about what other people think about me, but I want the perception of what I want to represent of myself to be accurate, right? So teaching that, and then academically, because at that age,
he's a stud.
He's an excellent student, but honestly, he can finish his work in 5 minutes.
Right.
When his friends are taking an hour. And so he's like, I don't care about school. We're like, no, that's not how it works. Like,
he's bored, man.
Yeah. The those conversations, my dad had those and you obviously my dad well. My dad had those conversations with me. I remember, man, when I was 6 years old, like me and my brother are 5 and 6. We were too crazy in the house, and he said, "Okay, you guys are wrestling," and we were, "Hey, bud." We were wrestling, and you want to come and say hi real quick? So we were he put us in wrestling at 5, 6 years old just because he couldn't take it. They couldn't take it anymore. Like, you need to get this discipline. Come here, say hi. How come you're home from school today? 11 o'clock. Oh, you're sick. Oh, okay.
No bueno.
There
What's up, stud?
I guess he's sick. He had to come home today. All right, go upstairs. All right. I'm so.
Maybe he's got all his work done.
It's very different.
Maybe he told the teacher he's got all his work done.
Oh yeah, did you get work done?
Half day.
You have any work done?
I get to go. Hey, St. John Vianney, half day every Friday, so they're done at 1:15.
Listen, and you know what? This is he wants to come home and hang out because we live the good life, right? So he wants to come home and hang out.
I know you got that nice piano in the background.
But anyway, but your point is really valid. Is
they're not having that conversation?
That conversation is such a big deal.
Now want to be friends, they don't want to have those.
I think you're seeing the same thing football wise with, where kids are playing on the field and what we can do, and it's a constant. It's easier actually as you get older, And again, I don't think it's any secret to anybody that, the number of years I will continue being a head coach is really numbered because it's just it times out, and
100%.
And you're looking at, okay, what's next, but are the people who could be next wanting to do those dirty work things, and David knows where the program was when we got there, and it was so much hope in the program, and you still hope that there is hope, but we're dealing with longer season and less kids and how you can practice, and we were probably one of the most atrocious tackle teams, which is highly unusual for
you don't get to do that,
but we have to do that, and we can't live in that world anymore that we can't do,
right.
Correct.
And the kids have to be prepped all year long, and it's a violent game.
I mean, that's part of it, and look, I know that.
How do you do that? Yeah, how do you handle tackling?
I was just, it was so different for me, right? Like, I know that if I was playing now, I would have a 15-yarder every game, right? Because I was taught as a safety, somebody comes across the middle, bro, like that's it, right?
How do you teach tackling now? How do you go about it?
Did you see us play last year?
So you didn't. You told us you didn't.
Poorly. That's how I teach it. We teach it poorly, and we execute it at an even lower level. We're proud of the fact that our kids can take things.
For the best.
Well, I tell the kids, look, this is, when you're playing quarterback, if you're going to get sacked, can't throw up in the air and yell spud. All right. And when you're tackling somebody, like, the more guys we get there, the better. So how do we handle tackling? I think there's some things that we have to address. It's got to be the focal point. The old thing of, if you want to make special teams special, you do them initially when you start practice. I think it's where your emphasis is. What you invest is more important than what you emphasize.
Yes, sir.
Right? So what's the investment? So I think you can come up with all the drills you want. I think one of the big things is not just the tackling, but I see kids not being able to take on a tackler.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, how to finish a run.
Correct.
Right.
Or when you're built like, well, now I'm a fat, skinny guy, but when I was a kid, how to make myself into half a man, so I was only taking glancing shots.
Right. So I wasn't taking that full brunt of whatever force is coming at me now.
Everybody's different. I have long arms. I always had good stiff arm. I mean, keep people away from me. Maybe it was a fear factor type thing, but they don't hit and spin as well as they used to.
No, they won't spin.
Nobody's done. Everybody wants to jump over somebody.
Oh gosh, yeah, I'm not a fan. So
me neither. I think we've gotten flagged for it multiple times anyway.
Yeah, I think that I think you go back to your grassroots of tackling. I don't think there's any. Look, you're going to get hit. We have to. First of all, the state said something like you can have 90 minutes of contact. I said, who put this in? And my athletic director says, well, they're careful of the contact. I said, that's like a lot of contact. I mean, people license to kill. Nobody's doing 90 minutes tackling. Like, they don't know. You got people that are making rules that don't know what's going on.
Well, we had Coach Wembley on, right? Remember when we had Coach Wembley? He was talking about. I'm in the assembly here talking, a lady's trying to put together, you know, one of the whatever is trying to put together something to like end tackle football. He's like, and here I am like, can I explain to you? Like, you don't even know what you're talking about.
No, and they shouldn't go